time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning and welcome to Story Time. Thank you so much for joining in. Happy Friday to you wherever you are. Thank you so much for joining in, and I hope you're having yourself a beautiful day. Thank you for being here with me this week, and of course many other times that you're here with me, and we look forward to more stories next week. But today we have a special one. There's no book today, but we're telling a good old folk tale all the way out from Zambia. So thank you so much for joining in today, and I am glad you're here. I hope you're ready for this beautiful story that we have here for you today. Thank you so much for joining in. Please let me know where you're joining in from and who is joining in with you. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for joining in. I am glad you are here. Good morning to you. Happy Friday, everybody. I am glad you're here. Yes, to start us off, good morning to you. It is Marietta and Henry out in Harvard, Massachusetts. How are you doing? I am glad you're here. Thank you so much for joining in. Henry, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining in. You're the first one in the door today. Thank you so much for joining in, Henry. And of course, Marietta as well. Good morning to you. Out in Harvard, Massachusetts. Good morning to you, Abraham, right here in San Leandro. Good morning to you. And of course, good morning to you, Terry McLeod as well. Thank you so much for joining in right here in San Leandro, California. Thank you so much for joining in. Good morning to you, Sarah and Nathan, and you say in freezing but sunny Illinois. Good morning to you. Please do stay warm. Happy Friday to you. Thank you so much for joining in. Sarah and Nathan out in Illinois. You say freezing but sunny Illinois. Good morning to you. And of course, good morning to you, Amanda West as well. We do not forget. Thank you so much for joining in. Good morning to you, Dr. Corb. You say, nice, what a treat to hear a folktale. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dr. Corb. Much appreciated. Thank you. I am glad you're here. I'm glad you're able to join us for a live today. Thank you so much for joining in. And congratulations on your nomination as well, Dr. Corb. Thank you so much. Ever so inspiring. Thank you. And all the way out in Baltimore, good morning to you, Noctula and Nakai. How are you doing today? Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Uncle Peter loves you a ton. Thank you so much for joining in. And of course, Julia Kasukusa and Vundukai, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us all the way out in Baltimore. Thank you. Good morning to you. All the way out in Oregon. Good morning to you, Enid. How are you doing? And you're saying in remains snowing in Oregon. I think Oakland is the only one missing out on all the snow fan out there. Thank you so much for joining in. Good morning to you, Pamela Courtney. How are you doing today? And say, we're here, we're here, we're here. Absolutely. I see you, Braylon, Kavaya, and Chad. Happy Friday to you. And you say it is 32 degrees today. Not for me. Thank you so much for sharing and for joining in and for bringing us that great energy. Thank you, Kavaya, Chad, and of course, Braylon. Thank you so much for joining in. And Auntie Pam, as always, a big hug for you as well. Thank you so much for joining in. Ellen Edwards, you're surviving the Chicago Code. Good morning to you. Thank you for being here with us on Storytime today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How are you doing today? Thank you so much. Absolutely appreciate it. And of course, we know that it is snowing out in Oregon. Enid, thank you so much for sharing. And Heather Farah, good morning to you as well. Long time no see. Good morning to you. Stephanie Muscat joining us from the Exploratorium Tinkering team right here in California. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining in. As always, Steph, so much fun with the kids in the classroom. Absolutely appreciate you. And of course, a big thank you as well to Casey, Karen, and of course, Ryoko. Thank you so much for joining in. Absolutely love it. Good morning to you, Sheba Chanda out in Lusaka, Zambia. And a big good morning or good evening to you, Benjamin, as well, out in Lusaka, Zambia. Good morning to you. All right. And we have Gaming with the Young Bee Gaming saying, Kivaya, we are so excited about this story. Well, I am excited that you're excited. I am glad we're here to share a great story together. And I hope I can do it justice when telling it. Good morning to you. Ross Collins, and of course, Jack in Portland. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining in. Good to see you here, Jack. I hope school is going well. I am glad you are here. And I hope the book distributions and everything are going well as well. Thank you so much for joining in today, Roz Collins, and of course, Jack in Portland. Good morning to you. Madalena, Ian, and Tudor, happy Friday to you too. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining in. So glad you're here. So happy you are here. Good morning to you, Harmony Beth. You say good Friday morning and a happy Lunar New Year indeed. Thank you so much. And say I'm excited to hear tell us the story. All right. Well, I am excited to tell it, and I hope I do it justice indeed. I'm excited. Thank you so much for being here for story time. This one takes me back definitely to my own childhood, listening to those stories. I remember the first teacher that told me this story was Mr. Celia at a school called Jacaranda Primary School. That's where I went for my elementary school back in Zambia. And so, yeah, this one is special. It brings back all the memories. I remember exactly when we had that class. Thank you so much for sharing that. And Sudea, good to see you here. Mikio and Massey, how are you doing? I have not seen you for a while. I am glad you're here. Good morning to you. I think you picked a good one to be back for. Thank you so much. I hope everything is going well with you. Absolutely love it that you are here. Good morning to you, Massey and Mikio, and of course, Sudea. Good morning to you. How are you doing? Thank you so much. It's a full house today. Good morning to you, Sharon Lungo, and of course, Soraya, the sticky spider in the house. And you say we're excited for today's story. Well, it is a good one, and I hope we enjoy it together. Thank you so much for joining in. I am glad you are here. Oh my goodness, the Tinkering Studio representing right here. Casey, good morning to you one more time. Thank you so much for joining in. I am glad you are here. Thank you. Always a pleasure. Always glad to see you. Thank you. And of course, thank you so much for making my kids in the classroom just enjoy so much about tinkering and of course science, and seeing great role models as well as they are doing that. Thank you so much for joining in. Good morning to you. And of course, we cannot forget. Good morning to you, Layla and Lucia. How are you doing today? And you are ready for the story. Well, we will be starting very soon. Thank you so much for joining in. I am glad you're here. I am glad you're not having school in San Francisco today, so you can join in for story time. Thank you so much for joining in. Absolutely love it. Good morning. And good morning to you, of course, in Long Beach, California. We're joined by Clay and Chriselle. And of course, we always extend our love to Rocco as well. Hopefully, he can join us next time. Thank you so much for joining in. And you're saying it is sunny and it seems like there's a bit of rain as well. Thank you so much for joining in. Philip Senga, how are you doing, my brother? You know the love is coming your way. Thank you so much for joining in. Yes, indeed, Jacaranda Primary representing right there. Thank you so much for joining in. Absolutely love it. Dr. Corb, yes, indeed, the Tinkering Studio is doing amazing things with my classroom, and I just love it. And of course, on the 26th of February, we get to do another live public event, and so hopefully many people can join in and benefit from that as well. Good morning to you. Thank you for sharing. And of course, baby Harry in the house. How are you doing today? 8 months old. Thank you so much for joining in. And you say you're excited about today's story. Well, Harry, I am excited too. And I am glad we're excited together. And I hope we enjoy this beautiful story that we have. Thank you to everybody that is joining in. And we're going to be getting started with our story. I feel so weird not having a book to show you as the next thing that we're doing, but we're doing this. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining in. Let me just get settled here, get set up, and we will be starting with that very soon. All right, let me just share my screen and let's do it. All right, here we go. I'm in new territory here, very brand new territory. All right, let's see. Is this the one I want? All right, let's see. And if I can, so the way this is going to work today, and I have this for you here. I'm just going to minimize my screen. There's there'll be a lot of back and forth trying to figure out how best to do this. So you can see here, this is one of the songs that we'll be doing, or this is the song that we'll be doing with the story. So the first part, everybody out there, kids, adults, everybody that is joining in today, this word here, the first one that you see, Kalulu, that means hare in Zambia. And so Kalulu is of course the main character. This is Kalulu the Hare, the story about Kalulu the Hare. But what I want you to do is, when I do the call and response, so I will say Kalulu, and you're going to say Mumawa. And that means in the morning in Eastern Zambia, all right? So, and I say Kalulu, you're going to say Mumawa. So let's try it. Kalulu, Mumawa, Kalulu, Mumawa, Kalulu, Mumawa. Let's try it one more time. Kalulu, Mumawa, Kalulu, Mumawa. All right, so you're saying the red, Mumawa, and I'll say Kalulu. And if you want, you can sing along with me as well. So how we're going to do this, we're going to add something extra to that. So when you go Kalulu, you want to show those bunny ears, right? Those hare ears, you want to show them. So you're going to say Kalulu, Mumawa. You're going to do that for Mumawa, just showing that the sun is rising, it's morning. So Kalulu, Mumawa, Kalulu, Mumawa, right? We got that one. Kalulu, Mumawa. Awesome. All right. And then the next one that I want us to look at will be this one. Let me just, let me see if I can get my screen to move. I am trying this here, figuring this out with you all. All right, there we go. So that's the next one that I have, and I hope you can see this. So that one is the next piece. Adia means Kalulu has eaten, right? Has eaten the corn that we're talking about, which is the matemba. So when I say Adia matemba, Adia matemba. So let's try that one more time, right? So you're saying matemba, I'm saying Adia. So let's go. Adia matemba, Adia matemba, Adia matemba, right? All right, so Kalulu, Kalulu, Mumawa, Adia matemba, Kalulu, Mumawa, Adia matemba. Are we good with that one? All right, so let's see again. Let me try one more time just to Go back to that one slide. And I'm trying here. Let's see. Come on. There we go. No, I don't want that one yet. This is the part that you will be singing along with me. And we will. All right, there we go. Come on, let's do this. So Adia Matemba, and then we have, oh, where is my other one? I can't. Yes, there we go. So our song, our full song is Kalulu Mumawa Adia Matemba, Kalulu Mumawa Adia Matemba. And then there's a final part. And this one you can just dance along to it, okay? This part you can just dance along and follow along. I know the words are a lot. So it's a lot to teach you Nyanja just in one day. So for today, this part I'm going to sing that part and you can dance along. So the full song will be Kalulu Mumawa Adia Matemba, Kalulu Mumawa Adia Matemba, Timucheke Pamimba Ngati Adia Matemba, Timucheke Pamimba Ngati Adia Matemba. And this will all make sense as the story goes on. So please do join in and sing along with that, with those songs as we go into our story. So right now, let me bring up the story and we can get started. I am so excited. All right, here we go. So let me just take that out for now. Are you ready? Are you ready? Yes, yes, yes. I am excited as well. All right, here we go. So a long time ago, in a place called Zambia, there was a hare called Kalulu. And Kalulu was very smart. And of course, he loved corn as well. But the thing with Kalulu is that he did not want to do the work. Kalulu was far too lazy to do the work himself. And so he would wait until all the other animals had done the work. And then, of course, when it was every night when it was corn season, every night Kalulu would go into the farm, would go into the field, fill up a bag of corn for himself and get away with it, go home. And of course, he would eat that. So Kalulu would do that all the time. And the animals were trying to figure out, saying, how do we get this Kalulu? You know, the other animals were always upset. Like, we do all the work. And this person comes and just takes our corn every time. So what can we do? And so with that, they all the animals met, decided to meet at Elephant's house. And while they were at Elephant's house, they talked about different things. They planned, how can we catch Kalulu? How can we catch this thief? This person that keeps taking our corn away, right? And so they set up a plan. And this time they said, okay, it was Hyena first. Hyena was like, I believe that it is that lazy Kalulu that is stealing our corn. So we need to catch him. And Monkey was like, we can't just accuse Kalulu of stealing our corn. We have to catch him in the act. We can't just go saying, Kalulu, you stole our corn. And so Kalulu knew the animals were meeting and he didn't know what they were talking about. And then Snake was like, well, let's set up a trap. That will catch Kalulu very quickly. But all the other animals, after talking about it, debating, they were like, oh no, you know what? If we set up a trap, somebody else might forget and go past that trap and get hurt. So no, we will not use a trap. Let's think of other ideas. And of course, Lion, the king of the jungle, came up with the idea. And he said, I have an idea. How about we set guards at the field? And each of us can take turns every night. And that way we can catch Kalulu. And all the other animals thought about this for a while. And then they agreed. But there was one more step that each one wanted to take. So they were like, if in the morning, if you've caught Kalulu in the morning to send signal to the other animals, you're going to sing a song and you're going to chant, yell out to us, and everybody will come to help. And what was the song? And so what they were supposed to say was, whoever caught Kalulu would shout from the field and say, Kalulu, Mumawa, Kalulu, Mumawa, and all the other animals would know that Kalulu had been caught, right? And then they would sing that song and get there. So one more time, let's sing it together. Kalulu Mumawa, right? Kalulu Mumawa Adia Matemba. Kalulu Mumawa Adia Matemba. Timucheke Pamimba Ngati Adia Matemba. So they practiced the song and they were ready. Everybody was there. And all the animals got to the field. They were ready. Kalulu, everybody, even the queen zebra was on board. Just like, yes, bring this Kalulu character to me so we can make a decision. And so the first one to go, of course, they asked for a volunteer. And you guessed it, it was Lion. He was like, I am the king of the jungle. I am strong. I am fast. There's no way that no good Kalulu can get away from me today. And so all the animals were sure that Lion would bring Kalulu the next day. And so Lion went out to the field on guard duty for the night. And so night came and Lion was there waiting, standing guard, waiting for Kalulu. Sorry about that. Waiting for Kalulu. And while he waited, guess who came along? Kalulu, holding his bag. So Kalulu walks on. I was like, hey, Lion, how are you doing today? And Lion was like, I'm fine, Kalulu. You know you're not wanted here. Kalulu was like, come on, Lion. Everybody gives me a bad name. But I am actually here to help. I want you to catch the thief. And Lion was like, are you sure, Kalulu, you can help? Kalulu was like, of course, I'm here to help you, Lion. I know how much you want your rest. I know how much you need your rest so that you can still be happy and enjoy life. And Lion thought about it. Lion always needs to sleep, at least 20 hours a day. So Kalulu was like, so look at this, Lion. You can take a nap. You can take a nap and I will be your eyes. I will watch on your behalf. And so Lion thought about it. He pondered about that. And finally, Lion decided, I will take a nap. But if anything happens, Kalulu, let me know, okay? And Kalulu was like, okay, Lion, I've got you. And so Lion passed out asleep. And you know what Kalulu did? Kalulu went right ahead into the field, got all some corn full, added all the corn to his back, to his pack, and of course, left Lion still asleep. And when Lion woke up in the morning, Kalulu was nowhere to be seen. And the other animals at the village were waiting. They were waiting for the signal. And you know what signal they were waiting for? Yes. Kalulu Mumawa Adia Matemba. Kalulu Mumawa Adia Matemba. Timucheke pamimba ngati adia matemba. Timucheke pamimba ngati adia matemba. Kalulu Mumawa Adia Matemba. Kalulu Mumawa Adia Matemba. Timucheke pamimba ngati adia matemba. The animals waited and waited, but there was no call. And all they saw was Lion walking back with his head down, ashamed that Kalulu had gotten away from him. So the next day, they were like, we need to send somebody else, somebody that will not let Kalulu get away. And do you know who they sent this time? Well, this time it was Giraffe. So Giraffe was like, look, I am tall, I have a long neck, I will see Kalulu coming from a mile away. And even if he gets away from me, I can watch him. I will know where he is. And all the other animals sat up and were like, you know what? I think Giraffe, you're onto something here. Go ahead. Your duty tonight. So Giraffe went in the night with his packed lunch, his packed dinner, went there and he was in the field. Come and sat down, waiting, watching over the field. And of course, like clockwork, guess who came? Kalulu. Kalulu walked over. Hey, Giraffe, how are you doing? And Giraffe was like, Kalulu, I do not want you here. I know what you did to Lion last night. You're not doing that to me. I am here to watch and I'm not letting you take anything today. And Kalulu was like, I just came to help. Just the same way I came to help Lion. I'm not the one that got the corn. And so Giraffe was there ignoring him, not paying attention to Kalulu anymore. And then Kalulu said something. He's like, you know what, Giraffe? I know you'll be here a long time and you will need a good snack at some point. That lunch you have won't be enough. And so Giraffe listened, his ears pecked up a little bit. It's like, what are you saying, Kalulu? It's like, there's a good tree that I know, a really good tree, and I can take you to it. It's a beautiful, beautiful tree with lots of green, fresh green leaves all the way up at the top, just for you, just for your long neck. And what do you think Giraffe thought about the delicious leaves all the way on top, just for him, just for his long neck? And so Giraffe was tempted and he followed Kalulu. He says, let's go. And so they walked along. And then Kalulu saw it and he's like, do you see that tree over there? That is exactly what I was talking about. And Giraffe looked at it. It looked so juicy, so delicious. And Giraffe went up and started eating a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. And Giraffe could not stop. And in the meantime, Kalulu snuck away, went back to the field and packed another bag full of corn, delicious sweet corn, packed it in the bag and went off. And when Giraffe was done eating, he fell asleep right at the tree. In the morning, when the morning came, all the other animals were waiting for the call. And you know what the call was? Yes, let's see if we can do it together. Kalulu mumawa adya matemba, Kalulu mumawa adya matemba, timucheke pamimba ngati adya matemba, timucheke pamimba ngati adya matemba, Kalulu mumawa adya matemba, Kalulu mumawa adya matemba, timucheke pamimba ngati adya matemba, timucheke pamimba ngati adya matemba. But the animals waited and waited, but no call came. And they were worried. They're like, okay, what do we do next? And this time, Anteater was like, I am the one. I am going to bring Kalulu. And so Anteater was ready. He went. But again, Kalulu showed him a delicious mound full of ants. And Anteater just kept eating and eating, and Kalulu got away with the corn. All the animals went, and Kalulu did the same, each time tricking them and getting away with their corn. So, in the end, the animals decided to gather again, and they were like, what are we going to do? Kalulu is way too smart for us. Maybe, said Zebra the queen, she's like, maybe we should ask for help from the neighboring kingdom. Maybe they can send us Crocodile or somebody else that can help. They have so many warriors. And in that moment, while all the other animals were thinking, a little voice was heard. And somebody spoke up. Like, I can do it. I think I can capture Kalulu. And everybody turned, looking around. Who said that? And down below was Turtle, quiet, waiting, just waiting for the others as they were talking. And so all the animals looked at Turtle. They're like, come on, Turtle, as tiny as you are, as slow as you are, you cannot catch Kalulu. If I, Lion, have failed, as brave as I am strong, I could not bring him. If Giraffe, with his elegant long neck and long legs, could not bring Kalulu, what makes you think that you can bring Kalulu? And they all laughed and giggled. But Turtle stuck to her guns and she said, no, I can do this. I believe I can do it. Just give me this night and see what happens. All the animals, hesitantly, they're like, okay, you can go. And they knew deep down, they were just like, no, this is not going to work. And so Turtle slowly lambered on all the way to the guard spot and waited. And Kalulu came in. And Kalulu was there, this time bold when he saw that it was Turtle. It's like, oh, these animals must be losing their mind. They're sending you now, you Turtle, to me, to catch me, Kalulu? Ha! And so there he was. But then Kalulu was just there, confident with his bag. This time, not even hiding his bag. He's just like, oh yeah, I'm going to get corn. And Turtle never said a word. She just ignored Kalulu completely. And Kalulu was there. Hey, Turtle, I'm talking to you. You better answer me. You think you can catch me? And Turtle was just like, just quiet. I'm not talking. And so Kalulu was getting frustrated, And so he went over and first of all just smacked Turtle. And oops, his hand got stuck. Unknowingly to him, Turtle had put some special glue on the back, on her shell. And so he smacked it and he was stuck. And Kalulu was stuck on that. And then he tried to hit with his left hand, stuck again. And then he tried to kick. His foot got stuck. He tried to kick with his other foot. It got stuck. And Kalulu was stuck there. And he kept yelling, let me go, Turtle. Let me go, Turtle. Let me go, Turtle. And Turtle was not letting go. She just stood there, quiet, ignoring Kalulu as he struggled and struggled. The glue got tighter and tighter, and he was stuck on Turtle's shell. So when the morning came, all the animals woke up, waiting patiently for the call. And they heard a small voice. Kalulu! And they all looked around. What? And then the song came in full. Kalulu mumawa adya matemba. Kalulu mumawa adya matemba. Timucheke pamimba ngati adya matemba. And they were like, that's the call. And all the animals rushed over to the guard spot. And yes, indeed, they had found Kalulu caught by Turtle. And all of them were so happy, and they were cheering, and they were praising Turtle, and they were all singing, Kalulu mumawa adya matemba, Kalulu mumawa adya matemba, timucheke pamimba ngati adya matemba, timucheke pamimba ngati adya matemba. But before the animals could make any decision, they had to make sure they took Kalulu to the queen, so Zebra could make the decision. And so they carried Turtle up above their heads. And of course, Kalulu was still stuck to Turtle. So they carried and went all the way to Zebra's palace. And when they got to Zebra's palace, they set down Turtle and Kalulu. And of course, Zebra came out and she's like, yes, my people, what can I help you with today? And so Lion, being the leader, was like, well, Your Highness, we have brought to you Kalulu, the thief of our corn. We've caught him today. Thanks to Turtle, she caught him. And so the queen was like, okay, so what do you want me to do? And all the animals were like, well, we want our corn back. We want to get everything that we can. And so the part about timucheke pamimba, ngatiadia matemba, that means we want to cut open his stomach so we can get our corn back and see that he ate our corn. And so they all jumped up and were singing, Kalulu mumawa adia matemba, Kalulu mumawa adia matemba, timucheke pamimba ngatiadia matemba, timucheke pamimba ngatiadia matemba. And so Kalulu was just like, oh my goodness, panicking, but he couldn't say anything because the singing was so loud he could not hear anything. And so eventually Queen Zebra was like, please be quiet. Let us hear from the culprit. Let us hear from Kalulu. And so Kalulu was there, couldn't say a word, but then he was like, wait a minute. My queen, I have a suggestion for you. How do you all not know that cutting up a hair will not get me killed? I cannot die from a knife. I cannot die from being cut up. But I can tell you the secret to killing me. And all the animals turn, like, how can we do? It's like, well, you'd have to plop me to the sand very hard as you can. And all the animals were like, what? It's like, yes, you can ask all around the nations around us. They will tell you that the only way you can kill Kalulu, the only way you can kill a hare is to plop him, spank him into the sand. And all the animals thought about it. They whispered among themselves, is that true? Can we ask anybody? But he's here right now. What are we going to do? And so eventually the king and all the queen and all the animals decided, they're like, yes, we're going to plop Kalulu in the sand so he doesn't bother us anymore. He doesn't steal from us anymore. And so they went, all of them, to the river by the sand. And of course, Leopard is like, hey, I can climb trees. I am strong. Let me carry Kalulu all the way up to the top of the tree and plop him from there onto the sand. And so everybody agreed. And so it happened. Leopard climbed the tallest tree that they had by the river all the way to the top. And everybody was waiting. And he just said, 1, 2, 3, go. And so Leopard, with all his strength, all his power, just threw down Kalulu all the way into the sand. But you know what happened? As soon as Kalulu landed, he just dug right through and went down into the sand and all the way across to the other side of the river. All the animals were surprised, and they were left standing across the river looking at Kalulu, and he was standing across the river waving at them. Oh, you fools, I was right. You can't kill me with the sand. Now catch me if you can. And he was waving at them and laughing at them, and they were all so upset. Kalulu had gotten away again. And well, kids, that is the end of our story today, but that is how all the animals came to hate Hare so much that even today, lions, cheetahs, dogs, everybody still chases Kalulu because they want their corn back. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. I hope you enjoyed that one. That was Kalulu the Hare, one of my favorites, of course, from my childhood. And I remember the teacher who taught me that, Mr. Celia. Thank you so much for joining in and, of course, for teaching me that story so that we are able to share it today with everybody. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much. That was Kalulu the Hare. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. I absolutely appreciated that everybody was able to join in. I know today was even longer because we kept going with our story. Thank you so much for joining in. And please do let me know where you are, where you're joining in from, and how you like that story. And if we should bring more Kalulu stories back here for everybody. Thank you so much for joining in. I am glad you were here with me. Let us see who was with us enjoying that story today. And Betty Graydon, thank you so much for joining in. And you say, hi, I shared with the little ones. Absolutely. That's why we're here, for those little ones to share amazing stories indeed. And good morning to you as well. Michelle Jaramillo Cortez. I'm sorry, Jaramillo. Oh, how are you doing? I still have to get used to it, Michelle. Good morning to you. Thank you so much to see you. Great to see you as always. Thank you. Oh, much love to you as well. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Lerato Chisomo, you joined us today. Thank you so much. And of course, Yamikani and Yelesani, I hope the kids are doing well today. Thank you so much. And of course, Sheba Chanda, you say, wow, this is beautiful. Brings back memories. Indeed. Connecting with our childhood right there. And I hope everybody got to enjoy that story. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. Harmony Beth, you say, love this so much. Thanks for sharing. Absolutely. Thank you for being here on Storytime. And I'm glad that you enjoyed that one. Marietta, thank you for joining in. And Henry, I'm glad you enjoyed that one. Thank you so much. And yes, indeed, go power right there. Turtle doing the job, getting the job done. Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing, Dr. Corb. Absolutely love it. Oh, Casey, and of course, Lucia, and oh my goodness, I am blanking out. Lucia and Layla. There we go. Layla and Lucia. Thank you so much. I cannot wait to see your picture. Thank you so much. Casey, you are very welcome. And of course, the girls as well. Thank you. And Juliana Perdomo, and of course, Luca out in Bogota, Colombia. Thank you so much for joining in. And you say you enjoyed that one. Thank you so much. Absolutely appreciate you. Absolutely appreciate the time together. Oh my goodness. Cultural stories are gold. Thank you for sharing. That was so much fun. Well, thank you so much, Sharon Lungo. And of course, Soraya, for sharing that and for joining in today. I am so glad you're here. Good morning to you one more time, Madalena Iron, and of course, Tudor in San Francisco. I am glad you are here for that one. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you so much, Dr. Korb. I hope everybody can enjoy and join in that song. Thank you, thank you. I know there isn't enough time to teach everybody the song and the words, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you go back to the story and look at it and listen to the words. Thank you so much. Sudaya, thank you so much. And of course, Masi, you are joining us today. And who else was with you? Sudaya, Masi, and oh my goodness, please remind me the other name. Mikio, there we go. Thank you so much for joining in. Amanda West, say this was fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing. We love your Baba tree. Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you. Absolutely love it. You say we love the Baobab Tree of Life shirt. Thank you. I love it. Thank you so much. Yes, like just the great city of Auckland right here. Thank you so much. Julia Kasukusa, Noctula, and Nakai, you are welcome, my dears. Thank you so much for joining in story time today. And of course, Susan Adrian, thank you for joining in today. I am glad you were here for that story. This has been the longest story time so far, but I'm glad we had a beautiful story to share together. And I absolutely hope that you enjoyed it wherever you are. I am going to be signing off. This has been story time for today. Thank you so much as always for joining in. I absolutely appreciate the time together. Happy Friday to you. Please have a safe day with your family. Enjoy it and have yourselves a beautiful day today. And of course, please do follow the health guidelines. Mask up. Please stay home if you can, and if you don't need to be out there, please stay home. Follow the health guidelines as much as we know as well. Let us take care of ourselves, exercise safely, but follow the health guidelines. Sanitize, wash your hands, mask up. Thank you so much for joining in story time. I am glad we were here together. I'm glad you joined me for that one, and I will see you again on Monday with another exciting story. And this time we'll be reading a few other books that we'll be sharing. Thank you so much, and much love from me. Bye-bye.
I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be